All right. Good evening, everybody. Super excited to have you on tonight. You are in for a treat. This is something that was shared with Michelle and I almost 13 years ago, which is crazy, but it changed absolutely every aspect of our life. Health stuff that Michelle was going through, got me out of the corporate world, and just really became something that we wanted to become a voice of. We got so passionate about the science that you're going to hear from Dr. Melody Rodarte, and also got exposed to a new type of business that Michelle and I had never done. But I want to introduce you to a good friend of ours, Dr. Melody Rodarte. She's double board certified, you guys, in internal and obesity medicine. She's also certified in medical aesthetics, wound care, hyperbaric medicine. She's been practicing in Arizona since 2006. And get this, you guys, she's been voted from Phoenix Magazine top doctor 2017, 19, 21, 22, and 23. So Melody, I will turn this over to you.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to just share tonight. Some of you who have been able to hear Shawn and I, it's fun when we get to present together. We have a good time. So I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you guys for getting on. And Michelle, I'll tell you, I was supposed to be an executive secretary. That is what they wanted me to be in junior high because I had great penmanship, go figure, because I became a doctor, and I was the fastest typer. And I kept telling them, no, I want to be a doctor. And so there's the story. I was like, no, I do not want nothing out there against anybody who are executive secretaries. It's just my calling was medicine. Anyway, but thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm excited to present with you, Shawn, because I always learn something from you too. And so those of you who are here today, I am excited because we are in a different era, if you want to think about it right now. In the past 3 years, we have had a change in medicine. And what I love about what has happened, because I'm a glass half full kind of girl, is the last 3 years has put in motion that you are in control of your health. Okay, you have to be proactive, not reactive. So if that is why you're here tonight, you're going to have lots of goodies. If you're not, then check out and tell somebody else who wants to be proactive and in charge of their health to jump on board, because that's where we're at right now. And that might be something that you don't usually hear from your doctor, but our goal is for you to be healthy and out of the doctor's office. That's always been my what I've preached since the day I started. And I really believe that we are these bodies that are meant to be active and be healthy. And so I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully it'll work. We didn't practice. And we'll kind of get started, because where we're at today is what I want to share with you, because if it speaks to you to be proactive, and if you know about maybe integrative medicine or functional medicine, when you understand that there is more than just Western medicines out there, this is going to resonate with you. So let's see here. All right, thumbs up. Yay, look at you go. You already beat me to it. So this is what I start off with when I give my lectures, is take control of your health. We want to slow down the aging process. You'll hear me talk about wanting to have grandchildren and great grandchildren where I run around the room after them. I'm not just sitting and watching everybody play and life go on. So and it's through using Nutrigenomics. So many of you have maybe heard this term in the last 3 years. It's not really a new concept. If we go back to Hippocrates, he talked about letting food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. And so using nutrition to help the aging process. So you can use it as a signaling molecule. It's for our communication, how our cells talk to each other as well. And it's also how we activate our health. So that's really what I want to key into tonight, is this activation story, is being able to create powerful health within you. So You might have heard that, the genes you're born with, you can't change. Well, that part's true, but the way that they are expressed, you definitely can change. And so up to 95% of your genes, you can determine how they are expressed. I'm going to say it again, like 95% of your genes, you can help them express correctly. They do not have to turn on. And for disease to happen, if you're thinking about, in your family lineage, there's this disease or that disease, you have the ability to help your body age well. And so this is what caught my eye 9 years ago, practically this month. I was looking for something that would reduce oxidative stress in a few of my, I'll make it personal, in my son particularly, and in my mom. I wanted to know how I could slow down the aging process for myself and how to help them in their healing journeys. And so this is an ABC Primetime investigative report. I'm going to show about 3 minutes of it in a minute here, but this is what caught my eye, because I've always been someone who wants to know what is at the forefront of medicine, what is down the pipeline. There's got to be more than just what I had learned. What can I keep learning? And that's what I'm going to encourage you guys to keep doing, is learning. And so Dr. John McCord, if you think about 20 years ago, was able to put out a product called the Little Activator, Protandim NRF2. All we knew about it at the time is that it upregulated a molecule antioxidant called superoxide dismutase. He had done all of his life's research on this molecule and figuring out how to get the cell to increase this antioxidant that was so powerful. Well, he figured it out. And yes, I'm going to show you something from 15 years ago, because what happens in medicine is, unfortunately, it takes years and decades sometimes for things to come to light. It's just unfortunate. And so be thankful that someone invited you tonight to watch this. I'm thankful that someone said, hey, this is 9 years ago. Can I show you an ABC Primetime investigative report? I'm forever grateful for that. So let's get started.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. So the result, oxidative stress. We all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age, but taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's
at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks,
Even mental disease,
yes,
depression.
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. And I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
So after that aired, many people, plugged in and thought, oh my goodness, if his blood showed results within 2 weeks, what could happen? So with continued, research, what has come about is, and I apologize, this slide is a little bit old, but there's 30 peer-reviewed studies. So what I did when I watched that, I went home because I wouldn't show that my face was kind of excited. And I went home and I went to a pubmed.gov. It is where all peer-reviewed data is, published data. And I typed in Protandim. 9 years ago, there were 16 studies. Tonight, if you do it, you're going to see 30 studies. And that's the exciting part. And there are other white papers that are out there. And so this is where my journey into researching this started. And what I'm hoping in the next probably, let's see here, if I can finish in 15 minutes, I'm going to give you what I've done in the past 9 years so you don't have to do it. And if you do, we'll get into the nitty gritty with you. But this is what I needed to do because I took an oath to do no harm. So now what I'm going to tell you is me not telling people about this makes me feel like it is not good. And so I want to really talk to people about how they can reduce their oxidative stress. And so here on the left-hand side, you might kind of only know about taking antioxidants. And I want you to keep eating well. If you heard Shawn mention, I'm an obesity medicine specialist, I'm going to still tell you to eat your blueberries and your broccoli, but there's only so much that you can eat. And when you do that, you're neutralizing one free radical one at a time, and it's one and done. When you activate the NRF2 pathway in the cell, what you're doing is you are, especially through Protandim, you are neutralizing 1 million free radicals every second. So that is the difference between just supplementation and activation. So just kind of put that in your memory right now. So when someone says, are you taking a supplement? You kind of want to know, are you taking an activator as well? They're two separate things. They may be a supplement that does activation, but you want to know what you're taking here. And so I would personally like to take it as Protandim NRF2 because there are 11 patents protecting it, and there's all that research on it. So it's a branded supplement category because we are category creating into activation. So here's another visual because I'm a visual type of person. So if you take all of the key ingredients, so there's also ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea, turmeric, and milk thistle, what you're going to get is you're getting an 18-fold increase when you take it as Protandim versus taking it in individual doses. So that's the synergy here that you're seeing and why there are so many studies now using this formulation. And so this is where we're at in history. We're at NRF2 activation could potentially be the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. And that's Washington State University. It still gives me chills saying that because it's so exciting. If you look up NRF2 activation, it is not a new concept anymore. Over the last 20 years, there are pharmaceutical companies that are releasing NRF2 activators. There are supplement companies doing it, but we are ahead of the game. And that's why I'm excited to present this to you because of the amount of research we have and the patents we have. We are truly a game changer in this field. And so I'm going to take 2 seconds here because if you remember what I was talking about in the first 30 seconds, I was telling you how we want to be proactive with the way our cells age, how we age. So not only do we have an NRF2 activator, but we have an NRF1 synergizer. And what that is specifically doing is helping our mitochondria. who of us have wanted to have better mitochondrial health in the past 3 years, that we have understood that it's more than just energy production? So we have a blend, again, that is helping our mitochondria function, mitochondrial biogenesis, okay? And that's the key term. And then what about our NAD pathways? This is something else that's incredibly important. It's come to the forefront. And think of it as the CEO of your cell, helping your cell in that aging process, telling it what to do. And so we are giving you the building blocks to help that NAD production instead of giving you an actual NAD supplement. Again, those of you who want to go into detail, reach out and we'll go into detail. But this is what sets it apart, is by giving you the building blocks instead of just NAD or NR. And then we are all about science. So you got to see a slide initially on the NRF2. Here's a slide talking about what is going on in our genes when we take the tri-synergizer. So tri-synergizer is going to stand for NRF2, NRF1, and NAD. When you put them together, it's called the tri-synergizer. And I love this slide because it's showing that on that bottom, you're going to read what the gene name is and what it does. And so we're being able to show what our products are doing and slowing down that aging process and helping us maintain healthy cells. So I'm going to switch because everybody loves to talk about collagen. Our collagen is amazing. And I'm going to be very truthful with you. I wasn't excited when our company started to talk about collagen 2 years ago. A lot of us on the medical advisory board were kind of cringing at it because there are so many out there. And it's kind of like we want to be on the activation side of things, and we want to know, how do we prove what we do? And so with the next few slides, I'm going to be able to share that with you. So collagen, if you don't know, is in more than just your skin, hair, and nails. It is literally giving you the structure of a lot of your cells, your bones, and it's in every single practically cell of your body. So what's producing collagen? Your fibroblasts. And what can you do? We did studies on fibroblasts because we wanted to know what was happening inside of the, because our people who were going on this were telling us these amazing stories, and we're just like, we were, putting this out there for skin, hair, and nails. So let's kind of reel it back. Fibroblasts are the most common cell type in connective tissue, okay? It's providing structure and support to the tissues throughout our body. And you can kind of read through all of this where it kind of just goes into details, but I love that last line. They play a central role in how the body responds to insults and stress. Sound familiar? It's okay for us to have stress. If we didn't have some stress, the things that happen would not happen, that cascades throughout our body. But when there's too much stress or too much inflammation and you can't turn it off, that's where problem arises. And so our liquid collagen not only activates collagen production in those fibroblasts that I was mentioning, but it's replenishing and it's maintaining. So that's really what sets it apart and why we've been able to be now patent pending. And I'll go through a couple of slides in a minute on that. And that's why we've gotten the People's Choice Award. And if any of you have been watching some of us, it's the neatest part is we got to ring the closing bell for NASDAQ. I have a feeling that Shawn will go into that into more details. But we are truly the only collagen product on the market right now that is activating, replenishing, and maintaining. There's plenty on the market that do one or the other, but not all three, and practically taste good too. So I'll tell you, I love that it's an individual serving, because if I had to pour out what my daily amount was, I'd probably drink more than I was supposed to because it actually tastes good. And let me tell you, I like to try everything that I tell my patients about. There are things I will plug my nose and chug because I know how good it is for me. This is one that I am like trying to get the last drop out. And so what makes it an activator? It's the ruby red quinoa extract. It actually activates natural collagen synthesis. And so those of you who like to know which genes are upregulated and downregulated, there they are. Take a snapshot of that slide. But what I want to really just hit on is the last point. That MMP9 gene, it is what degrades or remodels collagen. And this is the only product that I've seen naturally that can really reduce its activity, which is wonderful. And so we decided to do fish peptides. They use a water-based extract, hydrolyzation, so less chance of having any issues with it. It's broken down. Think about what's going on in our gut. I've got a picture of our gut in a few more slides. We need things broken down. Unfortunately, especially in America, we eat the SAD diet, standard American diet. We have leaky guts. So the nice thing is this collagen is broken down into individual amino acids that you can uptake and don't have to worry about breaking down yourself. And then we have some great forms of vitamin C and antioxidants in the berry extracts and the fruit extracts. And that's what makes it taste honestly yummy. And it's helping your elastin production and just that glow that we want. So here's a beautiful picture from going from the left to the right. You're going to see an increase in density. That's giving that scaffolding. It's helping the scaffolding increase. And that's why you're starting to see changes so quickly. And when you go on this, and I have to make it personal because I love when, people are like, what have you seen? I tell people I've gotten to sit front row to watch my mom's face change. So I got a hold of this product a little bit early and got to put my mom on it, who had just had Mohs surgery, which is a fancy word for surgery for skin cancer. So you can see the big zigzag of that scar. And guess what? She was not healing well. At all. We were actually having a reaction to the suture. We were having to redo things. I was working with her plastic surgeon and our dermatologist, who I've known for 15 years. And we were about ready to just throw our hands up because she was just not responding like we wanted to. Well, this is the only change that we did, you guys. We put her on collagen, and you can see the changes within 1 month and then 6 months. And now I need to do a 1-year photo. I'm a little behind. I'm a little busy, but it's amazing. It looks like I Botoxed her face. I probably did some resurfacing, and I did none of that. All we did was put her on liquid collagen. So I love, love, love that this helped her in her journey. And so the NRF2 and the liquid collagen, we started hearing so many things from people telling us, is it supposed to help this? Is it supposed to help this? So what did we do? We did a study. The company is just so forward thinking, and they used human fibroblast cells, healthy fibroblast cells, because we wanted to see what's happening in healthy cells. Is this helping structure? Is this doing what it's supposed to be doing? And so we did mRNA sequencing, and it was phenomenal. Like the amount of data that we got, I'm going to share with you right here. So here's a slide. If it's got stuck here, let's see what happens. Okay, Shawn and Michelle, I'm not being able to advance my own slides now. Let's see. Let's see. The biggest thing, there we go. Okay, good. You can see it. Thank you. Is showing that the cellular response, stress response, which is your NF-kappa B. That's that fancy little word where you think it's a sorority or a fraternity. It's not. It's a pathway in the body that is the master switch of our cell response. And you want it kind of down-regulated. You only want it to go up when there is severe inflammation or things that are going down. Otherwise, you want it nice and quiet. Excuse me. And so that is what we were able to show with using NRF2 and collagen put together here. So this is the patent pending formulation that we did the study on. And so I like this study because how many of you have heard of cytokines? Cytokine storm in the last 3 years, knowing that we have to put this fire out. Well, this slide made so many of us on the medical advisory board so excited because we were like, oh my gosh, so all you guys need to know is we are helping the cell's stress response. That's all you need to take from this, unless you are in medicine, and then you can look and see there that what is truly going on at that cellular level, which is so exciting, so exciting. So I'm going to just touch on a few things that I love because I get your attention tonight. And I think it's so important that you know there are things out there that are healthy for you and good for you. And so if you are drinking monster drinks, 3-hour energy drinks, I promise we have something better. I've never done an energy drink other than green tea and coffee in my life. And I love this. There's quercetin, DMAE, L-theanine, the pine bark is the NRF2 activator. These are crossing your blood-brain barrier and helping you with your focus and your energy and your concentration. And how many people right now have brain fog and they don't know what to take. So here's something to help, literally giving your brain food. So I love this. There's caffeinated version and there's a decaf version. The caffeinated is only 100 milligrams of caffeine, less than a cup of coffee, half a cup of coffee at that. Then I talked briefly about our gut. We need probiotics, we need prebiotics, and we need this because there is a forest in our gut and we need it to not be of mold, okay? And so if you think about me talking about a SAD diet, that standard American diet, what is it doing? It's making a leaky gut there on all the way to the right-hand side. You're gonna see it where things are getting between the cells, through the cells, into the bloodstream and creating problems. So what we need to do are take probiotics and prebiotics that can help heal that. There's a lot more to that, making it super simple, but how simple is this for someone who's just wanting to see if they can help their leaky gut out and help their immune system, because 80% of the immune system starts right there in the gut. And so our probiotic is incredible. These are the strains that we include. And so it's really important. Most people are deficient in lactobacillus and bifidobacterium strains. So we took care of that for them. And we also added some Wellmune. Look that up. It's incredible what Wellmune can do for you. And then we've got also our prebiotic. And so there's a couple different fibers in there. How many of us are not getting enough fiber? I talk about with my patients every day. What does their poop look like? How many times are they pooping? That gives me a good idea of what's going on. Well, a majority of us are not getting enough fiber. So we have not only an amino acid blend that includes glutamine, which is incredible, but we also have several fibers that have so much research on them. And this is one of my favorites because some of you who might be listening to podcasts lately, if you go to my second to the last bullet point, there's something called akkermansia that we are all starting to look at. And the neat part is using this type of fiber helps the akkermansia strain. So it's really helping those of you who have leaky gut, have gut issues. We are really helping support a healthy metabolism and a healthy gut. And so those of you who are looking at to do weight loss, you guys heard that I was a weight loss doc. Look at this. What are we helping? Our GLP pathway. I'm going to leave it there. And then let me just go. I think this is my second to the last slide. Yeah. So I just want to say thank you so much for letting me come on board. It was really fast. I got through these because one, I feel it's super important for you guys to know what is available to help you on your health journey. I will, I tell people, I will take these products until the day I die. You have to literally pry them out of my hands. And what is more exciting for me is the opportunity of being a part of a company that is forward thinking, that gives us a platform that you don't have to be a doctor to help others in their health journey as well. And so by being a part of the company, I like tonight, there's, I don't know, 158 of us on here, and I can't see that many people in a day in my practice. But by doing this, by being a part of a community that teaches and trains, I'm being able to do that with you, and you're being able to share this and share it with others. And that's what brings me the most joy. And that is what makes my heart sing. And I will always make time to be able to talk to people about this because it's that important to me. And with that, I love that there is a business side to this. I'm so happy to share this platform with Shawn tonight so you can hear about it, because I'm going to tell you, you might not know this, I'm 20 years out and I'm still paying for my medical school loans. But you know what I'm more happy about is by doing this and digging another well to help my family out. This company, by me helping people in their health journey, has helped me. I've had another stream of income to allow me to, one, retire my husband 5 years ago, two, open my own practice 3 years ago, which we did our grand opening the month everything practically closed down in 2020. And I'm here with you guys still. Like, I am still being able to do this. So I will continue to talk about it because I did not know about this type of business. And I'm so thankful someone told me about it, because it has changed our family's life for the better. So it's incredible, because with something that I'm sharing, I'm getting to reap some of those rewards too. So it is a blessing to my family and I. So with that, I give that over to you, Shawn, because you are the master at explaining how all this comes together.
I appreciate you so much, Doc. I love doing life with you guys. And that's really what all of this is about, you guys. It's making people better versions of themselves. And I really want to emphasize the fact that you don't have to be the expert in any of these areas. I didn't know the first thing about network marketing, didn't know the first thing about nutraceuticals, but doing a business in this type of profession, you get to lock arms with others that really help support maybe in areas that you aren't the expert in. So every time I listen to Dr. Melody, I learn new things and get super excited about what this does. My background is not in the medical community. In my prior, I guess, corporate life, I was in the financial realm after getting my MBA. Got into the financial sector with my security licenses, worked with Wells Fargo and Wells Trade, moving a platform over from strong mutual funds. And then after our oldest daughter was born, my wife, Michelle, started having some issues that unfortunately Western medicine didn't deliver a lot of answers. They could rule out a lot of what it wasn't, but they could never pinpoint what was happening inside of her body. And that's, you know, that's really, really scary for people when you're trying to figure out how you can live your best life and you have something that you're dealing with that you don't have tools or answers or resources for. And so we're so thankful that this came into our life, because like Melody was talking about, this is about activating your body. We're the activation company. And when your body's working properly, and when you can unlock that pharmacy inside of our own body and get it working like it's designed to work, it has amazing, amazing potential. And it transformed everything, like I said at the very beginning, for Michelle and I and our family. So I'm very, very cognizant of the fact that the business side isn't for everybody. And I think it's an absolute no-brainer. When you understand the science that Dr. Melody Rodarte was just sharing with you, you're going to integrate these products into your health strategy. When she was talking about collagen, it kind of cracked me up, because I was thinking back well over 1.5 years ago to when that product, we were involved with the trials of it, and I didn't understand a lot about collagen. I didn't understand the significance internally. I thought it was a product that improves us aging gracefully on the outside. And when we started having people report back 7 days, 14 days, 21, a month in, and like you saw with those pictures that Melody shared, it blew me away, not only what it was doing on the outside, but what it was doing on the inside. And since that point in time, we've also gotten further studies on coupling it with our flagship product, Protandim NRF2, and just takes it off the charts on what it can do inside of the body. So to break it down real simply from the finance guy, you guys, what this does, again, is unlocking the pharmacy inside of our body to get it to act like it's supposed to. So upregulating those survival genes, downregulating bad things like inflammation and fibrosis. So on the business side of things, I just want to take a few minutes so that you can make the best decision for you on how you're going to integrate these products into your health strategy. Because you might be like me, where back in 2011, I was looking for a way out of the corporate environment. I was working with Citigroup at the time. I was very skilled at learning what other people did, their systems, their processes, and banking didn't need to be done in New York anymore. So I would go live out of a hotel room in Manhattan, learn what people were doing. Unfortunately, when I sat next to somebody there, they weren't going to have a job very long because I was documenting that process to bring the jobs back to South Dakota. So you can imagine after they learned what I was doing, I probably wasn't the most liked guy in the room, especially if I was coming to sit next to you. Well, fast forward a little bit later, I left the corporate treasury side where we were moving, my group any day from $4 billion to $40 billion around the world. I got into the defaulted student loan portfolio, and I managed all the collection and litigation activity for that portfolio, which was roughly around $750 million at that point in time. And again, it was a hard atmosphere and kind of a dog-eat-dog environment. And I was the only person out of a company of over 300,000 employees that was considered custodian of record for the student loans process. So anytime anything went to court, I had to fly out from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and they honestly, it didn't really matter what was going on in our personal life with our kids. If I had something planned, if there was a court date on Tuesday that they told me about the prior Thursday, I had to fly out and do that. And so I was looking for a vehicle to exit out of there, but we had 2 little kids. We have a mortgage payment. We had a lady living with us from Spain that was a teacher at our kids' Spanish immersion program. So we were looking and we were open, but I was also, I'll be honest with you, skeptical about this industry, this profession. And I didn't understand how giving a voice to a product truly could impact somebody and change the course of what they did to generate income. One of the things that I absolutely love about LifeVantage, you guys, is on our board of directors. We're publicly traded, like Melody said, we're on the NASDAQ, but our most recent addition to the board was Erin Brockovich. And I love this quote from her, that if you follow your heart, if you listen to your gut, and if you extend your hand to help another, not for any agenda, but for the sake of humanity, you're going to find the truth. And she's probably the most recognizable figure that is an advocate for the consumer. And so when people have negative connotations attached to what we do, I really want them to understand what it is that truly network marketing is about. Because as the world transformed, like Melody was saying, in the health environment, where people are becoming more and more proactive instead of reactive with their health, they're also changing the way that they get products. In the business world, you guys, there's what's called this S curve. And any technology, new product, if they last long enough, they go through this growth curve where at the beginning, it's really people that are into maybe that sector or that technology that know about it. And then over the course of time, that's when the average person starts to know about something. And if you think of like your Apple iPhones, back in the day, Model 1, there weren't very many people that had it, let alone even knew about it. Even the iPhone 2 and 3 really weren't integrated into mainstream. Well, around the iPhone 4, that's when it started hitting momentum and everybody started to know about this technology that today we're up at that stabilization point where there probably isn't very many people that haven't owned or at least know about that technology, the iPhone. So it's similar with what we have our hands on. Our niche is in the nutraceutical realm and upregulating and downregulating genes. And I'll contend all day long that in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's not going to be a question of if people are upregulating and downregulating their genes, it's how are you doing it? And we have such a head start on any other company that comes into this realm because we've been around and we have 20 years plus of research that's happened around what our product lines are. So if you think about that aspect of potential, when is it better to get into a business? When it's already gone up through that momentum, that growth curve, and it's in stabilization, or prior to the average person knowing about it? And I think that's what, when you hear people say you're going to have 1 or 2 things that cross your path in a lifetime that can change the course of your life forever, I think that's what they're referring to, is this S curve about knowing about something before the average person knows about it. Now, again, when I first heard about this a long time ago, 2011, we were with a cardiologist here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And my wife and I, we were at this meeting, and I was the guy in the back of the room with my arms crossed thinking, you know, I don't know that if what they're telling me is true or half true, but I want to know how this works. I want to understand and get my questions answered, because even if this is half true, it's going to change the course of lives in many, many different facets. And what I found out was not only what they were telling me was absolutely real and true, but they had actually underpromised me what this could do inside of the body, because more and more research started coming out about how effective this was at getting the body's pharmacy back unlocked. And so Michelle and I thank God every day that we were open-mindedly skeptical about what we saw our hands on, and we got so passionate about the products, and we naturally started sharing this with other people. Now, my joke was I didn't think that this was something that could generate income for us. I thought that we would share this with others, we would bless them on the side of health, but I told people if we got a commission check for $20, we would go celebrate with a bottle of wine and a Redbox movie, because the company was so new, we didn't understand what the average person could truly make by sharing this and giving the products a voice. And what I have on the screen right now is called our income disclosure statement. And on that right-hand side of the screen, you see that average monthly commissions paid at different ranks in the company. The ranks go from consultant up to presidential consultant. And I want to highlight 3 of them: senior consultant 3, the managing consultant 2, and executive consultant 1, because there's people that are looking for different things. And one thing that I found out when I was doing the collection and litigation activity on the student loan portfolio with Citi is the average bankruptcy in the United States, you guys, could be avoided with an extra couple $100s a month. That's the difference between somebody making it to the next month and not having to claim bankruptcy, is a couple extra $100. And that's scary. That's a scary statistic. But I know that there's people going bed tonight not knowing how they're going to get their stuff paid next month. And I promise you this, if it's not you, you do have friends and family that are going through that situation, and you might not even know about it. Let's be honest, I think as a society, we're pretty open about health challenges that people are experiencing. What we deal with behind closed doors typically is on the financial side. And as destructive as oxidative stress can be on your body, financial stress can be just as damaging for other people. And so again, I'm just sharing with information for you so that you can decide what's best for you and how you can start integrating these products, and if you want to give these products a voice yourself, because I think when you fall in love with these products, you're going to naturally share this with other people. But look at that senior consultant 3 level, $659 on average extra a month that people in that level are making. If you go to managing consultant 2, you're talking a little over $3,200 a month. Now, I look at different things that are happening in the business world and the working world, and I see this massive problem that's happening right now with the generation that's coming to retirement, right? It's not the same as it was 30, 40 years ago, where if you work for a company for 30, 40 years, they take care of you during your golden years with pensions, right? And retirement plans that they've put forward, or a little bit extra even from the government on top of that. Less and less people are coming to retirement with pensions, and we know that the average American hasn't saved up enough to live the same lifestyle that they're accustomed to while they're working. So you only have a couple choices at that point in time, is live off of less money or continue to work, right? And so if we can show people a roadmap of how you can make an extra $3,000 a month, I think a lot of people are going to be interested in that. Now, again, Michelle and I, we were looking for a way to get me out of the corporate world. And so, you know, that $13,000 a month, the executive consultant 1, that would make a difference in what we were doing. But I didn't understand the potential of this again. And thankfully, we started sharing the products, and we just naturally saw this happening, because the more people that we told what these products could do, the more people that wanted to see what it would do inside of their body, and it kind of snowballed for us. And then if you look at kind of the lower levels there's people in the company making $100,000 plus a month. And I know that this isn't this isn't what everybody's looking for. And the majority of people that get involved, they get involved first to help people and their health. And this is a byproduct of sharing this and being a voice of the products. But I wanted you to understand something that I didn't know about this industry, about this profession at that point in time. When we got involved, is the potential of what it can open up. And if you think about the business world for a second, you guys, when I talk about the consumer model shifting on how people acquire goods, the best example that I can give you is Amazon. Amazon completely transformed over the last 20 years how people acquired goods. And it started off, honestly, as a bookstore. It started off as selling books that you could get on and you could get at a discounted rate than what you could go into a brick and mortar. And that was so popular that it started to morph into what it is today. And what is that? So Amazon is simply a group of distribution centers that, instead of putting product onto a shelf, ship the product directly to the consumers. And if you look at the network marketing realm, that's the exact same thing that we do, ours just in the nutraceutical realm. And so people are used to acquiring goods this way, and this is just another method that they can do it. So if you get involved, what does it take? How do you have success? Well, our system is proven, it's simple, and we have step-by-step processes that you can plug into and partner with people like Dr. Melody and myself and learn as you earn. We've got very, very simple techniques. We show you whether it's you want to do this in person, you want to do it virtually. We've got the system in place for people to have success. There's no shipping a product, no inventory, no invoicing. And I love that, because if any of you guys have owned your own business, sometimes the headaches of dealing with that stuff doesn't even make it worthwhile. And also, if you think about, them taking care of the employee side of things, there's a lot of things that I've experienced and Michelle experienced when we had our own businesses that, they were headaches, let's be honest. And so I love the fact that you get to be in business with other people, but you don't have to control that side of the environment. And it really does have a lot of potential out there. So if you're thinking about the products and you just want to integrate the products into your health strategy, get back with the person that introduced you to this, and they can help you get set up. At the very minimum, what I would suggest is Protandim NRF2 coupled with collagen, and then talk to them with anything ancillary that you can add into that. As you heard, the Tri-Synergizer is absolutely incredible on what it does inside of the body. But that is where I would start as a baseline if you're going to integrate the products into your health strategy. We're in love with Axio. All of these products on the right. My wife fell in love with the skincare products. It goes on and on, but it really has truly transformed what we've seen internally happening inside of people's bodies. Now, if you want to do the business side and you want to partner with us, what I have on the screen right now are 2 different packs. There's several other packs that you can get involved with. These just happen to be our most popular. The Healthy Glow pack, $250, gets you into the business so you can start to become a voice of the product as well. And then on the right, this is where I would get involved truly if you can make it happen, because it gets you exposure to pretty much every single product that we have in the catalog. And I love that for the simple fact that if I'm going to represent something and be a voice for something, I want to have an experience with those products and know what it's doing for me, and being able to share and communicate my story as well as the stories that you're hearing from other people. But at the end of the day, again, this is just simply information, and we want you to make the best decision for yourself to see how this fits in with your life, your lifestyle, and where you want it to take you. So we're completely open books. You can ask us any questions that you want on this, or get back with the person that introduced this. But I want to leave you with this, is what I was thinking in my head and what I was worried about the most after I had heard this information was, what if what they're telling me is absolutely correct? And what if I don't make that decision to learn more to see if I want to share this with other people? Because I didn't want to find out 2 years from now that when I heard that information, that other people saw it differently and took advantage of that information, and I didn't. And the reason I say that is, again, because there's not a ton of opportunities that open up that you're going to hear about something before the average person. And when I had my security licenses, you guys, one of the things that we did in the portfolio management realm was we had this theory called the average man theory. And in the financial world, all that simply means is by the time the average person finds out about something, it's really too late in the eyes of an investment person to act on that information. And you should probably actually do the opposite, because it's already gone through that momentum phase where most people know about it, and then people are trading off of emotions and not off of potential. So that's where I get back into, I really want to see where things happen and where things are headed. And I believe this with all of me, is that we see two major convergences happening that if you take advantage of being a voice with these products, can truly transform what you have going on and the potential for your future. The first thing is what Dr. Melody touched on, is that we're in a very proactive state. And I'll add on to that, that people, I think more than ever before, are not wanting to do that synthetically. They want products that are natural and don't have a laundry list of side effects attached to them. There's a place and a time for Western medicine, and it's amazing what it's done in the transformation that we've seen in that. But there's also tremendous benefits to Eastern medicine that's been happening for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And we now understand more and more why those products work the way that they do and why the ingredients work the way that they do. But then it's converging again with what's happening in the consumer world, you guys. People more than ever are used to getting products shipped directly to them. And I want to leave you with this last little bit on a company that I grew up absolutely in love with, Toys R Us. Okay, around 2018, you guys, Toys R Us went out of business. They went bankrupt, and more toys were sold in the world that year than ever before. So how is it that the biggest, the giant in the toy realm went bankrupt when more toys were being purchased that year than ever before? It's because consumer buying changed. And that's, again, where we sit, and we have this convergence of being proactive with health, ingredients and products that are natural, and we're positioned perfectly on how people are acquiring this. So again, ask yourself, what if? What if what you're hearing tonight could change and impact a loved one's health? What if it could get you out of that burden of financial stress? And maybe it's a combination of both. And the third thing that I never expected to have happen that absolutely transformed our lives was the personal development journey that we've been on with this. And we're surrounded by people, you guys, that I want to do life with. And now that my kids are 19 and 16, I'm so thankful for the quality of people that this business has introduced them to, and we've gotten to travel the world with, because these are people that I want my kids to see from, and I want them to emulate the impact that they're having on the world, the domino effect that I don't know what else could have come into my life in the last 12 to 13 years that would have the giant impact and that domino effect that we've seen on thousands and thousands of people. And just like Dr. Melody told you guys, she couldn't touch and impact this many patients in a day-to-day business. There's just not enough time in the day. And so when you can truly lock arms with other people that are like-minded individuals that want to impact and educate people on ways that they can become the best versions of themselves, that's what we want to do, and that's who we want to partner with. So again, appreciate your guys' time on this. Get back with the person that introduced this to you. It's been an absolute pleasure that you took time out of your day today to listen to Dr. Melody and myself. Again, if there's anything at all that we can help with, we're here to help in whatever capacity that works with. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.